Alright everybody, we about to do this video talking about YouTuber go by the name of Stephco. She was talking about, she had a story time talking about her meeting some guy because her friend was with some other guy. She met this guy. Let's listen to her talk about it. I'm not gonna show the whole story time. I'm gonna just go to the part where she meet up with this guy. Let's watch. All right, now before I press play, you understand, I'll give you a little bit of details in the back. Note that this guy, she met this guy, and at first he walked up to her wearing a certain type of shirt. I forgot, it's all like Smile or something like that, or it was some shirt that she said he made. She was at first somewhat rude to him. I think because he told her to do something, and we all know that women don't like to be told what to do nowadays. They don't like to be told what to do. But yeah, he did something like that. But I think she didn't put it out as if he was saying in a friendly manner. Anywho, yeah, that's all that was really happening. So just know that she did come off kind of a little bit tangy at first. Let's watch.
Went to sleep, woke up the next day, and the guy did call. Chris is what we're calling him. He did call. And so we talked for a little bit. He was really sweet. Our interactions were sweet. He started to worry me though, because he said he just bought a house and he had some cars that he had or whatever. He said he had kids, which I understand, at this age, men are gonna have kids, people are gonna have kids. And I'll talk about how I feel about dating people with kids in a second. But he had 2 children. And he started to worry me though, because I said, okay, well, what do you do for a living? And he was like, I have businesses. And immediately, and I think it's just because I've watched too much Dateline, but immediately I start to think, you are doing something illegal and you are using these businesses to wash money. Like, I've seen Power, okay? I've seen it. And
yeah, I can't tell if she was joking when she said that, but if you was not joking, you actually think a guy telling you that he has businesses meaning that he might be into illegal crimes, like immediately, that's what you think? You got something going on up there that you need to get fixed. You need to work on that. That doesn't even make sense. Usually, I think a person who's doing like crime and stuff like that, they will just keep telling that they got money. That's it. You're not gonna know that much about them anyways. Yeah, let's keep it going.
And also I'll say that because the businesses that he shared with me weren't like money, like I could not see and did not have enough knowledge about his situation to really know like the ins and outs of those businesses and how they were able to generate solid income. Because to me, it just seemed like this what bought you all that? So it didn't make sense.
You don't own a business. If you own the business, then you understand. If you don't own businesses, don't act like you do. That don't even make sense. Let's keep it going.
But anyway, so I had some suspicions there, but we were like, we're gonna see each other at some point. What I didn't like though was that he was not like his friend Billy, as far as, so I would like to see you here. I would like to do this then. I have found that when men really have an agenda, they're very specific about that sort of thing. He wasn't. He was just kind of like, whatever, I'm open, I'm free, whatever. But I was willing to bypass that because I was impressed with him. I was like, he's very sweet. He didn't disregard me after my inner Samantha came out, which happens sometimes, right? You expose that you are physically, I don't know. I think it's
my fault, y'all. Her inner Samantha is, she said her horny 30s. It's something like, her inner Samantha is when she really wants to get it on. I think so. But you'll explain it, I guess. Let's keep it going.
It's frustrating when you are a person who is physically expressive and you have people who will write off all other parts of your personality because that's what you showed them.
That's right. And
my sort of ideal person would be able to say, yeah, you're physically expressive, but you also kept up a really great conversation. You did this, you did that. Yeah, that would be great. But anyway, so I was willing to allow him to just sort of be that kind of guy who's like, whatever you want to do, whatever. Because I could tell like he is ambitious in life. He's a very sweet person. He was very nice to me after I was super mean to him. So It's fine. We don't make a solid date, but the next day I texted him. I'm like, hey, are you busy today? He's like, no. I said, oh, okay, well, did you want to hang out? Sure, just let me know. I tell him, what time I'd like to hang out. And then I call my friends and I say, hey, I'm not really, I just moved back to the city. I'm not super clear on like what are the best places to go and like be with a dude for a low-key first time hanging out. And I feel like this will be low-key. So they
I'm gonna just stop this right now and let y'all know her wig is pissing me off like a lot. I just had to let everybody know that. Black women, just show your hair. If you just show your hair. So many of you. Well, if guys thought like me, but I don't think majority think like me. But if they did, so many of you immediately get plucked up the air. So many. Let's keep it going.
Said, oh, okay, and they were giving me all these places. And I knew I wanted a patio, and I also wanted some place that I'd never been to before, because why not? I'm not the kind of person who's posting date night all on social media. Like for me, I haven't even been on a date, on an outing since 2019. Yeah, since 2019. So I was like, this will be fun for me. Like I can go to a new place and I can actually be there on a date. Like this will be fun. So I'm literally researching for like an hour places I want to go and things I want to do. So I text him.
Why are you research if you ain't been on a date in like multiple, like for a while? Why in the world are you trying to be picky about something? That don't make no sense. Who's picky when it's been a while since they've been on a date? Let's keep it going.
And I said, because he said he didn't care. So I texted him and I said, hey, there's this Mexican restaurant, He responds back to me, I like Papacitos, and sends me another location. So I would like to stop here and I would like to bring something into the conversation, which is the idea of someone wanting to go to a chain restaurant on the first date. And I actually made a video about this that I never posted because it was in response to this TikTok, and I'll show it now.
Serious question. Would you let a guy take you to a chain restaurant like to Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Applebee's on the first date? Because I wouldn't. Like, I will just never reply back to you because what? Why would you take me there?
Because I feel like taking you there. The hell you talking about? Nigga, I'm paying. What's wrong with you? You ain't special. I just met you. You act like there ain't vaginas and titties all around. There's more of you than me. I'll wait. Especially if you better be in great shape. Like you better be like, you better look like fucking Tiana Taylor. I have a thing for Tiana Taylor. I want everybody to know that right now. Don't tell my future wife. Let's keep it going though.
This girl, when she posted that TikTok, she got dragged. She got dragged all over social media. People were like, you were rude. It doesn't matter what the man wants to do. You need to just accept, whatever. And she responded a lot of times, and she was like, it's not about the location. It's about his creativity. It's about his romantic nature. And I totally get where she was coming.
That's a goddamn lie. What are you talking about? If that's the case, if I take you to McDonald's, that's creative. Because I don't hear no guy just take a girl to McDonald's the first time. They will take you to Applebee's, and I know because I'll do it. They'll take you to Applebee's or like Chili's or something like that. They don't take you to McDonald's. So based off of your thing, if no guy ever takes you to McDonald's the first date and I do, you should be thankful. It's a goddamn lie. Let's keep it going.
But I also think that on a first date, the vibes, it can be chill. We can go to a chain restaurant, whatever. My issue with this person was you told me you did not care. You told me whatever I wanted to do. And again, I'm holding on to the fact that he was nice to me. He was really funny. And he seems to be somebody who has something together, so the bar is on the floor. So he's reached a lot of the things that I like. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I say, okay, we can go there.
It looks like you're trying to find something. It's like you're trying to find a reason to fuck up your day. Like a person who hasn't been on a date in a long time, aka so I mean you haven't been in a relationship in a long time. Why it looks like you're trying to fuck it up. That's what it looks like. But let's keep it going.
And then he sends me to the location, and this is my bad. I agree to meet him there. And I don't realize it's not the location. I think it's a different Papacito. So if you're not from Texas, you may not know what that is. Papacitos, Papa's Barbecue. They are owned by the same man, and they're popular restaurants in the Houston area. Like they're chain restaurants, but they're only like in Houston. They're in the Hobby Airport. I don't know that they're outside. I don't know if they're in any other place in Texas. I don't know. I'll look it up. But when he said he wanted to go there, I confused the locations. So I ended up driving almost an hour to get to him.
Damn.
almost an hour. But again, I was like, this is my bad. I should have told him, hey, no, I'd really like to stay in the Houston area, and given him a couple more places. But I was really just trying to get to this first date. I have a lot of anxiety around things just kind of like falling through and the first date never happening. And so I was like, let's just get there, get this done. So I made sure, you know, that I looked nice. My goal was to obviously make sure that when he saw me again, because when we met, we had both been drinking, we had both, you know, been hanging out. We both admitted to being sleepy when we met. So I wanted to make sure, like, when he sees me again, that I look nice. And I knew I looked nice because of how women reacted when I walked into the restaurant. So that is something I think that is so real. Like, while you may not get the men turning around and looking and saying, oh yeah, what's that? Because men have their own values and aesthetic, you know, whatever. Women can recognize makeup that's done really well. Women can recognize when your hair looks good. Women can recognize your outfit, like they know, you know what I mean? So when you walk in and I got a compliment on my complexion, which always great. I got a compliment on my lip color, and someone was leering at me. I'm like, you know, you feel somebody staring at you, and I looked over and this girl was like, yeah, so I know I look good. You know what I mean?
That is not what that means. That is not what that means. Women will look over at you leering. Older women will look over you leering because you're dressed inappropriate. That's something people grown women who have common sense will do. You might have been just dressed inappropriate, or you might have been making yourself look like a fool with the way you was dressed or something, or the way you was looking, so she felt bad for you. It's like, it could be a lot of things. It does not mean that. But understand, it's something you want to do to make yourself feel better. And don't worry, boo boo, I'm on your side. Let's make ourselves feel better together. Let's keep it going.
He didn't necessarily give me a compliment and say you look nice, and that's fine, because I wouldn't have been able to focus on it anyway, because I was focused on the fact that he showed up in his pajamas. So remember I said earlier that he makes his own shirts, so he made a new shirt. I'm not going to say what it said, because that would probably give him away.
Ah, that's what it was. The shirt said control your emotions. That's what it said. I was so wrong. I said something about smiling. Whew, let's keep it going.
To anybody that may watch my channel might also know him. I don't know who knows him. But he had on a brand new shirt. He was like, I made my shirt last night. Oh, okay. And sweat shorts, not basketball shorts, like fleece, like shorts that are made out of sweater material. His underwear was showing, and he had on black socks, and I don't think he had on slides. I do think he had on like tennis shoes, but dude looked like he was in his pajamas. Like he just rolled out of bed to go to his neighborhood Mexican restaurant. After I put on my makeup, done this, done that, and driven out an hour to see him, this is weird. So, all right. So we get...
That hour means nothing. You did that shit to yourself. That might be what he wears. If this is how he dress, you'd say it looked like pajamas. To him, he's saying, I'm fresher than a motherfucker. Dig it up, boo. Look down Gucci suit in my Gucci suit. But let's keep it going.
Get there, we go inside, and I noticed a couple things about him. He's very kinetic. He needs to move. So that's interesting. I get it. And also he has a big ego. Now this guy was a Leo. He had a Leo Venus, Leo Mercury. So lots and lots of Leo energy.
Bro, what is with y'all in these goddamn things, bro? Leo. Well, like y'all make y'all literally piss me off about these signs. Like, y'all piss me off like so much. These signs don't mean a goddamn thing. I don't just say it. I'm gonna just say it. They don't mean a goddamn thing. Maybe they might have meant a thing, but not anymore. Not anymore. Niggas ruined that. Niggas. Let's keep it going.
But he had a big ego, and when he was describing himself, he was like, I know what I bring to the table, and I know this, and I know that, and I know I know. All right. Good for you. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. Also, shut up. And also, I feel like being on a first date, like, stop roaring, Mr. Lion. Stop roaring. Stop proclaiming. And just show with action, right? So
you don't tell him what to do. If that's what he do, that's what he do. What you should be trying to find out is if he's telling the truth or not. Because if he's telling the truth, why not? Why not? You want a motherfucking compliment. for getting yourself together when you supposed to do that anyways. Let's keep it going.
Then he comes to me and he's like, why are you single? Why has nobody wiped you up? Why? And again, like I said, the statistics back up my status for sure. A better question is, why do you have 2 babies with 2 different women? Why didn't you marry either of those women?
I can answer all that for you. First off, the statistics you're saying about the women being single don't tell you the fact that they choose to be single. Don't you act like no dusty fat guys wouldn't be in relationships with you. If you can look me in the eyes and say that, you are a liar. Second thing, why he has 2 kids from two different women? Because the women chose him. They chose him, and maybe he's not a controllable person when it comes to his penis, but the women chose him. So, and you act like women don't have children and then leave the guy. Well, he's supposed to now just not get with another woman and not give her a child if she wants one? And then she might have left. Hey, yo, man, one out of 2 divorces. 1 out of 2 is going to get a divorce. 80-something% of the time is y'all who file him. So it makes sense why he would have 2 kids and 2 different women. Let's keep it going.
Why are those women out here with no husband? But anyway, so I just said, well, things happen.
I just answered it.
Things don't always follow through. And he was like, So then he asked me, well, what are you even looking for? What do you want? And I said, I just want a normal dating experience at this point in time. And I'm 100% on that. I'm that, honestly, those lofty dreams and ambitions that I used to have as a young woman, I've had so many redirections and been forced to be seated and be benched so many times that I just want a normal dating situation. I have to tell you this too. Nancy and Billy, they went on their first date.
If you're telling me all your dating experiences have been bad, then how are you gonna ask for a normal one? That means that is normal. Like, that sound like, I don't think you heard yourself. Normal is different for each person. If every child I meet has a black eye, and I see a kid without a black eye, I'll be like this, that's not normal. So now you're about to compare your experiences with this guy to your friends. Another fuck up by black people. Let's keep it going.
And, my friend and his friend from the other night, and she was like, oh, it was so nice. We went to a nice restaurant. We hung out. I know that boy came, to meet her. I know he took her out to a nice place. You know what I'm saying? I know he probably didn't show up in his pajamas.
Once again.
And so that's what I'm talking about. Just like a situation where I go out and it meets expectation or exceeds expectations. And after, fighting in the Civil War that was dating in LA for 3 or 4 years, I honestly, I just want that. Like, let's focus on that. Don't ask me about marriage. Don't ask me about nothing else. Let's just get through a decent date. So I was trying.
I would have left after all. Like, if this was how you was really thinking, you seem like you're too much to deal with. I say, let's just get through this. Nigga, I'm not finna just be on no goddamn date with a person I don't want to. Like, if I already feel like I don't feel like, hey, yo, man, this might be a problem, I'm not finna go on a date with you. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna ask you these questions because like this. Oh, I say, marriage has never been on my mind. Then what are you dating for? Like, as a woman, like, what are you dating for? Are you dating just to have sex? That's it? You don't have to date for that. Like, those questions is not a big problem. It's just today's society act like these questions and stuff are a big problem. But that's just me talking. Let's keep it going.
Trying to explain that to him, but not with all those words. Obviously, you don't want to overwhelm somebody. And then he gets a phone call, and he jumps up and he runs out of the restaurant. And I'm so happy the waitress was here to see this, because I think if I had explained what happened later, it would have been like, oh, you don't have to lie, girl. But she was there. She saw him jump up, all 6, 7 of him, and run out of the restaurant. So I look over and I keep checking back, and I check back for like 3 or 4 minutes. And he is talking on the phone. I can see him. Then I look back at one point and he's gone. And I am like, okay. And I'm thinking, well, maybe he just went out to his car, where he could talk more. Maybe he just walked. So I get up at this point, I go to the bathroom and I come back and sit down. And I sit down for maybe about 5 or 7 minutes longer. And I finally call a friend and I'm like, girl, I think he left the restaurant. I think he left. And she is like, what? And I had called her before I headed down there. I was like, man, I'm looking at all these really cool spots, because Houston has a lot of great places to eat and hang out. And this dude has asked me to drive all the way across town to go to a Papacitos in a random strip. And I've agreed because I'm just so anxious about actually having a date that I've agreed to this. So my bad, but I'm now out here and I'm alone. I believe I'm alone and I don't think he's coming back. She was like, no, maybe no. So then I get a text from him.
She really needs to stop bringing up that drive though. Take some accountability. Stop bringing up that drive. Let's keep it going.
And it says, hey, my daughter broke her leg. I'm going to the hospital. And that's all the text said. And so I had to pay for what we had and get up and walk out of the restaurant alone. So a couple things this situation reaffirmed for me. I believe I said it earlier, but if I didn't, I'll say it again. This idea that no man that I've ever dated or gone out with has ever made me feel safe. And, you can say, oh, well, maybe it was, that was his kid. You rush into which kid, kids come first. Absolutely. But I was still a girl who traveled an hour out to meet someone.
You better not.
Ended up paying for the entire date. And he has no idea how that relates to so many other experiences that I've had where I've had to take care of the bill. I've had to take care of the entire check. I've had to cover a guy do this. I've had to give him money for his bills. He has no idea how his behavior fed into a lot of my other experiences. He has no idea.
You made this about yourself. You selfish. Oh my God. His daughter had her leg broke. What if her growth plate was fucked up? What if femur in her leg, what if that snap? He doesn't know any of these things. He don't even know you really. That's his daughter. Why do you think your past trauma matters to a motherfucker before his own seed? That should let you know how good he is with family. Got some damn nerves. I see why you haven't been on dates. I see why you are single. You might need to stay that way until you talk to somebody who wears a coat and prescribes medicine to people. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, let's keep it going.
Yeah, it just comes down to this idea of safety. And I thought about, yes, I would absolutely, like, if I was dealing with something, my dad would 100% run out and help me out. But I believe that my father would also come into the people he was sitting with and say, I am so sorry. I hate to leave you here like this. I apologize. I understand this situation and how it looks. And I'm going to make it up to you, but I have to go. You know what I mean? Like basic, like.
Well, you don't know if he would do that, do you, bitch? You know what I wanted to call you. You don't know if he would do that at all. Jesus Christ, you're selfish. You are a very selfish person. Let's keep it going.
Decency. And I do want to say too that text was all I received. And I waited about 2 hours for maybe a follow-up, like, well, did you, whatever. And that's been my situation with a lot of things in my life where I have felt like, it's not a kid that you're running out for, but it's a job you need to attend to. It's something else you want to spend time with. It's this or it's that. And I'm left stranded. I'm left by myself. I'm left to pick up the tab. I'm left to walk out alone. What's so funny is I pull tarot cards. I read tarot. And I don't do it all the time, just situations where I have questions. And this day, I was just shuffling the deck before we went out. And the Tower card popped out. And if you know anything about tarot, you know that the Tower card is things are going to fall down. Things are going to blow up. This is not going to end in your favor.
You don't see how dumb black people are? You don't see? He's a Leo. I played tarot. I had the Tower card. You don't see how foolish we seem as people now. You need somebody with a coat and medicine. Don't want to attack you. I think you need to be attacked. Let's keep it going.
And I was like, how did the Tower card pop out when I just met this guy? Like, how can things go wrong? There we go. And I mean, again, at this age of my life, like dating somebody with kids is an inevitable thing. And I've dealt with men who, like when I dealt with a guy who was older, he loved his son, was there for his son 100%, but he didn't know how to be there emotionally for me too, as well. And I was talking to a friend who had dealt with this, and she was like, the important thing is to find somebody who knows how to treat all the people in their life as a priority.
You're not a priority. You're dating. You're not a priority. Yeah, I just read it. Yeah, you're not a priority. You're not. My child trumps you by a landslide. Like if how can I explain this? If it was the Titanic and I was on the ledge thing, and the only two people who could be on the wing, or like that metal thing, it could only be two people, and it was me, you, and my son. I'm pushing your ass off, because I'm not gonna even act like you are a good person. I don't know you. I don't know you at all. Let's see, was you dating him for like 5 or 6 years? Because I'm gonna let you know now, niggas could lie for a long time. You're not a priority. You think too highly of yourself. Let's keep it going.
You don't prioritize them in the same way, but they know that they're a priority in some way. And I also want to say, like, I have gotten responses before to some of my content where men have been like, you know, why do you care what kind of job a man has? You know, you ladies, you expect. I just want to stress it again. I have had to be there for people, for men in huge ways. I've had to show up.
All right, that's big screen. This lady needs help. She really needs help. I don't know if you should even be having story time stuff unless your story time is to a person in a cult who prescribes medicine. Shit like that. Why do you think you're a priority to men? You're not a priority to men dating you, right? If I'm just dating her, she's not a priority. I'm trying to figure out in the term of dating if she could become a priority. And when in a relationship, you are now somewhat of a priority. I cannot leave my child. Well, I can. Like, it's gonna be hard for me to leave my child. It's not hard for people to break up. It's definitely not hard for women to break up with men while they're married. So, yeah, you need some counseling, madam. Probably need to chill out a little bit with YouTube. Get some counseling, actually. I know the YouTube check is pretty good. I haven't experienced it myself. I have not seen it yet. But I'm willing to think that it's good. But you need some counseling. That's all I gotta say about that. Yep.